Grace and peace, everybody. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Happy day 106 of the YSL trial. Good gracious. I can't believe we've gotten this far. I can't believe it's gone this long. I cannot believe it. But I thank you all so much for stopping by on this morning. We got a I really have stopped trying to bet and say what's going to happen because I have no idea what's going to happen. Prognostication is not my jam. Let's just say it like that. At the current moment, what we do know is that there are going to be some people in the courtroom and there's going to be some lawyers in the courtroom and court is going to happen. That's about all I can promise you right about now. I've stopped prognosticating on what's going to happen in this trial because I think we all can agree nothing has happened that we anticipated. I don't think anybody, if you were, if you had a bingo board, or if you were betting, you probably have gotten a lot of things wrong. I mean, from the judges to the change in atmosphere with the new judge to all of the things that have been revealed, all the things that have come to the forefront and to the light. I don't think we had an idea. So all I can tell you and I can promise you is that court is probably going to happen down in Fulton County today. There's going to be a judge there. There's going to be some attorneys there and some things are going to be said. That's about as best. That's the best I can give you today. Because my goodness, in the morning, I have no idea. I did not expect yesterday to go like it went. From Melnick coming in to talk about what happened to clear his name, to Kayla coming in to speak, and then several other witnesses to substantiate or disprove what Kayla said, and all of the shenanigans. If you follow Kayla on Twitter or on her own account, there's a lot of kerfuffle, if you will, around Lady Bumpus. This is a lot. And we still did not get a mistrial. I still believe Judge Whitaker is substantiating why she's going to declare a mistrial. But again, I don't know why it's taking this long because it seems pretty clear. It seems pretty straightforward, almost like a guarantee, like this makes sense. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much to the new subscribers. Thank you much to the old subscribers, whether you're day one or this is your first day. My name is Jason, and I am a former classroom teacher who's retired that likes to talk about these type of topics. And so what I ended up doing is I started giving social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective. So that is my worldview. That is how I see the world. And I like to talk about these topics. And I enjoy interacting with you all around them because it's crazy. And by the way, I live here in Atlanta. So I live probably about 40 miles from where this is happening right now. And so I like talking about these things because they're right here in my own town, in my own little side of the world, if you will. And I do talk about other topics as well, but I like this stuff going on here because it gives me I see it in 4K. So I talk to people that know what's going on here. Literally talked to somebody this morning who knows a lot of the attorneys involved in this. So it's kind of crazy. If you don't mind, why don't you just tell us real quick, give me in a quick summation, how are you feeling about this trial so far? Do you feel like it's going the way you thought it was? Maybe, I mean, you must be Nostradamus because I don't think anybody saw it exactly like this. But how do you feel about this? Let me know what you think in the chat. I think this is it right here. The state overreached with the entire case. I think that's the end of the sentence right there. That's probably the biggest example. Now, I did do a little bit of research. Like New York does RICO cases all the time. They got some big, giant gang RICO cases. They just did one. They just like arrested like 12, 20 people, something crazy just this past 2 weeks ago, right? To me, those are different. I mean, and another thing is there are like 9 government and federal agencies that are involved in that case up in New York. I might have to pull it up and talk about it. I don't see that same kind of veracity here in this case. It just seems like, I hate to say it, it just seems like Fani Willis just wants to bring a RICO case. Whereas in other situations, I see lots of GBI, CIA, lots of letters, alphabets working together to bring against this RICO case. Here, I didn't see all of that. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. But it doesn't look like that. And so that's part of the problem, I believe, is they haven't even pretended to be ready for court either. It's a hot mess express. I agree. Like, tell me what and I asked this last week, tell me who did what crime so far? According to your understanding, what crime was committed? At the current moment, yesterday, the crime was sending an email and cutting and pasting it so you can print it and having an ex parte meeting. Those were the crimes that we know of so far. The state can't even prove that I have a green hat on at this moment. That's how bad this looks. So I'm with you. They overreached and they definitely were out over their skis. Free YSL. I mean, at this point in the game, and I've said this before, like, I don't know if these men committed the crime that they're being accused of. That's the state's fault. That's the state's fault. We should all be very, very clear. After 106 days of trial, and we're not talking about all the delays and all the other shenanigans. By that point in the game, everybody, after 106 days, everybody should be convinced. There should be nobody, my cup of coffee should be convinced that these guys are as guilty as today is Tuesday. But at this point in the game, I don't even know what they're guilty of. I don't even know what they're here for. Are they here for a traffic ticket or killing somebody? I don't know. The state has proven nothing, and that's their fault. So at this point in the game, I'm with you. Free YSL. Why hold these men? Why hold them in jail when you don't even know what you're doing? Adrian Love, Simone Hilton, Fani Willis, and the whole shenanigans. Why? Why do they get this? Why do they have to stay? Because you don't know what up and down is, left and right is. See, let me see, Texan. I wonder, do you want me to do the motion? Okay. All right. It looks like the general consensus is go over the motion. Because this horse trading right here, no more horse trading. Okay, I got you there. I'll take that. I'll take that as a.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to still be horse trading when we get back. So I think, let me real quick trade this out. See what I did there? Trade this out. There we go. I traded it out. Let's go. Let's look at this. I think this is going to probably be way more interesting than what's going on over there, this horse trading. All right, so Brian Steele is sitting over there just quiet as a mouse. He over there and wrote a whole motion while he's sitting there. You see, this was filed today at 2:57. So this is literally while they're sitting in court. The state of Georgia versus Jeffrey Williams, additional motion to disqualify lawyers Love and Hylton comes now. Jeffrey Williams, by and through undecided counsel, hereby files this additional motion. He is not playing. He said, look, we got an additional motion to disqualify lawyers Love and Hylton in the above reference case. In support of the motion, Mr. Williams shows the follows. Okay, I want to see, I'm going to read through it and I'll try to real quick grab the initial one and see if there's any, what additional things he's added. So let's go. Mr. Williams is innocent of all the crimes in the above reference indictment. Okay. The Honorable Court denied Mr. Williams' original motion to disqualify lawyers Love and Hylton on August 1st. Okay, I remember that. Based upon Mr. Williams' assertion that he intends to call lawyers Love and Hylton as witnesses in trial. So, okay. So he's saying that, look, the reason you didn't disqualify them is because I said I was going to call them as witnesses. I got you. Okay. Okay. Keep going. You cooking. The water's getting a little warm. Okay. Mr. Williams respectfully requests the Honorable Court to consider the ethical violations made by lawyers Love and Hylton in support of the motion to disqualify. See Ford Motor Company. Oh, so what she was reading this morning. Okay, we'll go over that. The enormity of violations of candor with the court, candor with the counsel, and the denial of ethical prosecutors on this case are too much to permit lawyers Love and Hylton to continue as lawyers in this litigation. The above is just a touch, not the whole thing. It's just a touch of love, a little bit, just a touch of the consistent misconduct by the lawyers Love and Hylton in this case, man. And remember, by filing this goes into appeals. So this will be more information that will be delivered to the appellate court. So if she doesn't accept this or she overrules it, whatever, it'll just be like he told you this is misconduct. So Brian still knows what he's doing. He's not just sitting over there being quiet, playing Fortnite. Recently, Lawyer Love filed a motion with the Honorable Court that undersigned counsel had a duty to provide work product. Lawyer Love knows the same is untrue and the cases that she cited in this motion do not support the propositions of the law that she asserted in the motion. And he gives an example right there. Wow. This was the fourth time that Lawyer Love raised the same frivolous issue, attempting to hide Georgia law from this court that she was explained at the 3 prior hearings on the same exact issue. See, YouTube dated. Oh my gosh. Okay, so April 8th, she did this. July 30th, she did this. And I only see 2 in here though, Brian. There's April 8th, and there's a timestamp. Actually, and the timestamps are backwards too. 750 to 721. Those should be back. Those are, hopefully he'll make those corrections. Wow, this one's right. But there's only 2 of them, Brian. All right. In paragraph 11 of the state's ex parte motion for order to compel testimony necessary to the public interest, there's zero truth in the assertion that any defense meeting occurred with Mr. Copeland to impact Mr. Copeland's decision to invoke his Fifth Amendment or any other matter. No defense attorneys, or rather lawyers, on the trial had any connection with the involvement of Mr. Copeland or on or around June 6th, 2024. This is a knowingly misstatement by Lawyer Love. Prior to opening statements, the former court ordered all parties to share with each other any demonstrative aids that they would seek to display with the jury during opening statements that were beginning on Monday, the 27th of November, 2023. Okay, I think we all heard that. That's Glanville asked for everybody to show their hands. Okay, so that objections could be made prior to the presentation of opening statement. And we see this on the YouTube channel on Friday, November 24th. All right, so this is when it's supposed to start on the 27th. And so Friday the 24th at 4:58, Lawyer Love shared her supposed demonstrative aid during opening statements at trial. Lawyer Love showed a completely different demonstrative aid in the violation of the prior court's order. Okay, gotcha. All right, and there's a YouTube channel right there. There have been no consequences for Lawyer Love's intentional, unethical, and continued misconduct. During the same opening statement, Lawyer Love defied another pretrial former court order without first obtaining permission from the now recused court by introducing to the jury that undersigned counsel had represented another person charged in this case. What? Okay. All right. Let me make sure. I think I understand that. Specifically, in her PowerPoint, Lawyer Love showed the jury that the undersigned counsel represented co-indictee Blaylock. Okay, got that. Lawyer Love accused undersigned counsel of knowingly and intelligently misrepresenting to the jury that Mr. Bean was taken to Grady Hospital by police from the scene of the arrest on September 11th, 2013. At a bench conference, Lawyer Love falsely stated that she had evidence on her table to prove that undersigned counsel fabricated the evidence that Mr. Bean never went to Grady Hospital on September 11th. Okay, I do remember that back and forth. I think that's the infamous, you're lying, calling me unprofessional. Lawyer Love's allegations against undersigned counsel to the prior court were proven beyond any doubt to be totally knowingly false. And he gives a documentation right there. I think it's killer that he's given all these links because it's not just something that you can read. It's literally something to go watch. And I think we all can agree watching is a little bit better than just reading it. Of course, having a live person telling you it is powerful too, but watching somebody talk about it, that's pretty stellar. Okay, so look, yeah, he's got all his All of his timestamps are correct here. That timestamp in the beginning, that first one, was wrong. Over Mr. Williams' objections, when the state was attempting to introduce January 26, 2015, social media postings from co-indictee Garlington's account during the testimony of Detective Gaither, lawyer Love told the prior court that only Mr. Williams' voice could be heard in the video audio, except for one other voice saying, yeah, in the background. Undersigned counsel told the prior court that lawyer Love was incorrect and that several persons' voices are audible in the social media posting. Like, man, that's just like, we're arguing about voices on a TikTok. We're arguing about voices on Instagram. That's crazy. That is so frustrating, man, because these guys' lives are in jeopardy, and we're over arguing about that. Lawyer Love falsely accused undersigned counsel of misrepresenting facts to the prior court. Of course, lawyer Love was proven to be a person who was untruthful and was again falsely accusing undersigned counsel of wrongdoing. This pattern of prosecutorial misconduct illustrates the enormity of unethical conduct of the lawyer, Love, and the state of Georgia in this case. And we got some examples right there. Wow, I wonder why it's spaced out like that. It looks weird. Yeah, interesting. Maybe because it's at the bottom of the page. But there's another good link. On Thursday, the 6th of June, as well as Friday, the 7th of June, lawyer Love falsely accused undersigned counsel of purposely extracting and tampering with jail recordings of Mr. Copeland. Oh, yeah, we already heard this. Again, this is another knowingly malicious false and allegation by lawyer Love as she continues her unethical conduct. Wow. All right. Got to fix that spacing, my brother. On Monday, June 10th, 2024, lawyer Love, lawyer Hylton, and now recused trial court attempted to hide Brady evidence. I do think this is going to be powerful. Evidence from Mr. Williams and the other accused that was obtained during an unlawful ex parte meeting with the sworn witness Copeland and his counsel. Specifically, Mr. Copeland made statements that everything he says is a lie, that he had committed all the crimes on the indictment and the like. These statements are impeachment for Mr. Copeland and squarely within the concept of Brady and Maryland. Okay, got you. Moreover, lawyers Hylton and Love, with the assistance of now recused judge, now notice he doesn't use his name. I think that's petty. I love Brian Steele. Brian Steele is epically petty. Okay. I'm just going to say that again. I love that guy, but he is petty. He is not going to even use a man's name. Told Mr. Copeland that he would not get in trouble if he lied under oath unless he told a bold-faced whopper or a lie. I'm sorry, of a lie that could not be prosecuted based upon some enormous or rather erroneous, please forgive me, theory of the statute of limitations that Run and Mr. Copeland would have remained in custody until all 28 co-indictees cases resolved. This is all unethical conduct in order to intimidate, coerce Mr. Copeland to testify at trial. I think we saw that right now. I think we saw that today. That right there is because they literally talk about it. I think they did that today. Okay, let's keep going. The above does not truly encapsulate the horror of working with lawyer Love and lawyer Hylton, not to be able to trust a prosecution to provide the simplest and most basic fundamental fairness, such as honesty in the tribunal and honesty of all the courtroom must mandate that both lawyers Love and Hylton be disqualified from this case. Wherefore, Mr. Williams respectfully requests a hearing on this motion and at the conclusion of the same ask this honorable court to grant the above requested relief. And that's today. Wow. I think as much as the state wants to close the door on a bad case or close the doors on a bad group of dudes, I totally get it. But Woody is such a bad chief witness, star witness. Like your whole thing, your whole franchise is built off of Woody. Like, just think about that. That's your whole entire franchise. Your whole entire case is built upon Woody. That's scary. All right, let me jump back over to court. Let's see what they're doing. Nothing. ain't doing nothing. That's a shame. Okay, they're still horse trading. I'm sorry. I'm gonna point out something. So there was a comment right here, and I talked to somebody during lunch, and I think I got a different perspective. Think about it like this. Hilton is going to be in hot water when she returns. Why? Why do you think she'll be in hot water? Because you and I probably work and live in an environment where if you don't do what you're supposed to do, and your mom or your dad or the teacher or your boss or manager comes and finds out, you're going to be in trouble. Is that fair? Okay. Just think about it. The state has been fumbling and mumbling and rumbling through this trial for what, almost a year, better than a year, and nobody's come through to rescue them. I personally don't think Fani Willis is going to do anything. I don't think she even cares. I know that sounds crazy. I don't think they even care. I don't. There's no way. If you believe, like, for example, if Fani Willis is some orator, some prosecutorial demigod, you mean to tell me she wouldn't have come in here and shut this foolishness down and just expressed her prosecutorial, wiggled her prosecutorial pinky and got this resolved? The only time she cares is when this is done and she could put her name on it and say, I prosecuted Young Thug and he got 100 quadrillion years in jail. That's it. That's it. I don't think she cares that it's failing. I don't think she does. Because if she did care, I can't believe that she would not have come and actually stepped in and actually said something. Or even at the worst, does anybody think that Fani Willis, again, prosecutorial demigod, she can, just wiggle her little pinky and make everything right? How many of you all think that when Love and Hylton got back to the office, they came in and kind of rallied around and kind of soak up some of the aura of Fani Willis and her deep, intentional intellect? How many of y'all think that that was the case? That's my point. And the other thing that really proves it to me, remember yesterday, Abati came in yesterday to testify. Do y'all remember his body language? A lot of people were talking about his body language. You do realize that he's a peer of Adrian Love. He's her peer, her contemporary, her cohort. He didn't demonstrate any concern to help her get this done. Anything at all. He looked bothered. Dare I say he looked agitated, perturbed that he had to be here. Just imagine, that's your peer. That's somebody that's on my level. Didn't even want to help me. Where'd you think you get that from? Where'd you think he got that from? You think he got it from the lowerlings under him? The people that are trying to scrape their way up to the top? You think that's where he got it from? Absolutely not. That's probably they probably don't care. As long as this case gets something done, move some way. I don't think Fani Willis cares at all. So to think that Adrian Love is, Simone Hilton is going to be in trouble, I don't think she's going to be in trouble. I don't, because they've been in trouble and nobody's come through to help. Again, we thought Fani Willis was going to come in and argue those motions. The best she did was just write it for her, maybe wrote the motion and then signed it, or the response to the motion and then signed it. That's it. Yeah, she's not going to come in running in, on a white horse to rescue the day, to save the day. Absolutely not. These damsels are going to still be in distress, whether this case goes till next year or it goes to next week. They're going to still be damsels in distress. And the only time Fani Willis is going to pop up is if they get a conviction. That's it. That's it. I promise you will not see Fani Willis at all around this case. All right. That was it. Let me, they still does horse trading over here, man. And it's kind of embarrassing because I thought Woody was going to be a little bit more exciting, if you will. But let's see what you got. Gladiator Girl said, Abati had a look of Love and Hylton screwed this up. Now fix it. Absolutely. Like, think about it. Like, there's nobody's coming to rescue them. Nobody's coming to rescue them. They're going to keep her, Love, and the mute guy and Hylton are going to keep waffling and stumbling the whole way, whether it be to a mistrial, to recusal, to disqualification, to a jury verdict. That's all that's going to happen. There's nobody going to come in and help them. Nobody. I mean, for crying out loud, they didn't even have the interns that are sitting at the table behind them. They didn't even have them yesterday. I don't think Fani wrote those motions either. There were some names on the bottom of it, but I think you get my point. Like, that's the best Fani's going to do. She's not going to step. She's not going to step in there and ruin her image, mess around with this big old dumpster fire. Absolutely not. But trust me, if they were able, if this case was cooking, if Love and them had prepared themselves, for crying out loud, do you want me to believe that these people are equipped to prosecute Young Thug when they're literally over here listening to jail calls through their right now? I do believe Fani knows. I'm not saying Fani doesn't know. Fani doesn't care. She doesn't care. If she cared, they would have real support. They would not, Love and Mute Boy would not have been sitting there for 2 days with nobody else there. Love and him would not be sitting there scrambling and scraping with the little cart and carrying folders and files all over the place, looking disorganized and disheveled. They wouldn't be doing that. They'd be coming in there every day, clean and press, ready to impress every day. But they don't, because Fani doesn't care. That's my theory. My name is Jason. I'm a pre-K law student. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I've seen people who don't care. I'll give you a perfect example. As a classroom teacher, especially in the inner city of Atlanta and elsewhere, you see children who don't have parental support. And for whatever reason, there's lots of reasons why parents don't support their children. But then you can tell kids that don't have any support at home. So you already know, if I pick up the phone and call little Johnny's mom, or I pick up the phone or I email, I used to text, I used to do everything to contact little Sally's mom or dad, I know nothing's going to happen. I know that. So I have to fix this problem right here. There's nothing I can do. I know if I reach out to parents, nothing's going to happen. But watch this. At the end of the year, when we have the end of the school year party, hey, how are you? Oh, hi, you're you're little Johnny's mom. Okay. Oh, hi, you're little Sally's mom. Okay, nice to meet you. We've been in school 180 days. Where you been? So, you know it. You already know there's parents like that. This is what I'm looking at, right? This is little Sally and little Johnny. They don't have parental support. They don't have somebody to support them. You could have like a deep bench of family that supports you. I've had families where mom, dad, grandma, the granddad, the baby mama, the boyfriend, they all show up. They all supporting this rascal. Church members, I got church members coming to support their kids. Like, there's some situations where you got a big old bench of people like, man, I can call your pastor. Boy, you better sit yourself down. Call your Sunday school teacher. You know, that kind of stuff. Tell me that they got that. Now, of course, this is grown folk and they're adults, but they ain't got no support. Nobody's supporting them. They're over here scrounging, hemming and hawing. I'm sorry. There's no way. You can't convince me otherwise. Fani doesn't care about justice. Just a check in the win box, and probably thought everyone would plead out. Say this again. I really think that was it. I really believe in my mind that's what they thought was going to happen. Everybody's going to just cop a plea and it's going to be off to the races. They're not equipped. I'm sorry. This is a bold statement. Blurry lines. Y'all don't nobody. I don't think this team is equipped to go against a doggone high school debate team. I'm sorry. I just don't believe it. If this is the level of preparedness that you have after a year, let me get a high school debate team. I can go get some high school dropouts and get them prepared to at least debate you on some topic. Come on. Like, this is insane. And again, the part that really gets me in the feels is that this is these men's lives. We're not talking about something ancillary like debating about, HOA covenant agreements or whether or not Starbucks puts too much doggone coffee in their each drink. We're not talking about that. We're talking about these men's lives. Their actual living, breathing lives are in jeopardy. And these people, these unprepared, dare I say unqualified, unscrupulous villains are holding their lives dangling over a flame. That should scare everybody that's breathing. Dear Fulton County, y'all got to do better than this. what the jury already has been through, how the judge is going to tell them to disregard much of what they have heard. I don't. At this point, Dee Dee, at this point, I'm just here for the laughs and the giggles. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just glad that Jesus Christ is Lord. And at the end of the day, he will judge rightly. That's the only hope and faith I have, because I don't believe that Fani Willis could judge whether her right foot is in front of her left foot. I don't think Adrian Love could determine whether or not she has a pink jacket on right now. That's how bad it is. I have zero faith in it. None whatsoever. She doesn't even know that there's a pink jacket, and she put it on. So I'm not going to lose any sleep over this. I watch this and I converse with y'all because I think it's super interesting. And again, it's right here in my hometown. I live here in Atlanta. I could drive and I could be on the camera like, hey, that's me. I'm not going to do that. But again, like, I think it's super interesting. But to hear and to see just the amount of that thing right there where they were debating about whether or not they could throw Woody in jail, that kind of broke my heart. I'm like, I don't know Woody from a can of paint. Right? I don't care. But I'm like, yo, y'all over here horse trading a man's freedom. Y'all over, yeah, we can just throw him in jail for like till we get tired. Yeah, I could throw him in jail till my athlete's foot clears up. What the heck's wrong with you people? Yo, if you're new to the channel, please forgive me. I just wanted to rant. I'm perturbed. Again, I'm listening to these people horse trade a man's freedom. Oh yeah, hey, we can keep him for 5 years. I will keep him till the end of the trial. And then, yo, hold on, time out. Yo, you unqualified villains. I'm like,
yo, hit that like for deal with Christian. Yo, for deal with Christian, smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it, just smash it. Hit that like for deal with Christian. For deal with Christian, smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it, just smash it. Hit that like for deal with Christian.
I feel like we're watching the Injustice League up in this piece. Just pure villainy at this point. Like y'all are wild. This thing has gone well over the limit of being insane.